going on. We're going to talk about some news with the Equinox. So let's get straight into it and play the little tune. So welcome guys, stacks of people here. GemQ, big news. GemQ, I see you. I see this bloke called Guy on the ad for the Coil Tech gear. So we're gonna have a look at the Coil Tech gear for the Nox. That's going to be mental. We're gonna have a look at the beach. We're gonna do a bit of Cobb and Co stuff. Actually, tonight's thing has got a bit to do with Guy, because Guy sent me some information about the Cobb and Co stuff. Well, probably 12 months ago, but I'm getting to it, Guy. So, prizes tonight. We got some soap, we got a gold bar, we got some snake bite bandages. We've still got snakes around, guys, so the snake bite bandage, and then Nature's Botanical, right? Nature's Botanical is like a fly repellent, so it's quite good gear. We use that all the time on the lease to keep the flies away. So we're going to draw them out over the course of tonight. We're not going to leave them all to the end. It's a slightly new format tonight. Slightly, we're going to do, instead of one big show on bushrangers, we're going to split them up and do one every so often. Then historical events, then tips. We'll get you some tips going. Yeah, so all sorts of stuff's going on. So yes, so lots and lots of people here. Stan on the YouTube, Jim Bob on the YouTube, JB Prospecting, Detector Bull, great channel. There was some stuff going on with the prize giveaway over on Gold Digger Nation. I can confirm I am the real Ben. Right, I don't send Facebook requests out, to be honest with you, that frequently. So it's a bit of a Cobb and Co thing. This is what caused the problem. The shiniest bag on the planet of pay dirt. Pay dirt. We got big news on pay dirt too, somewhere down here. But Gold Digger Nation, we're giving away this giant bag of pay dirt. It's got 2 nuggets in it. I forgot to weigh the nuggets before I put them in the bag, which I sealed, so I don't know. There's a couple of nuggets in there, so there's definitely gold in there. And this dirt's come from a really hot spot on the lease that we've stockpiled a lot of that dirt, but I don't know what's in the dirt, so I've thrown 2 nuggets in there. It's a special throw together bag. So Gold Digger Nation, guys, for that fella. So while we're talking about pay dirt, I have got some giant news. 10 a.m. Queensland time, 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, right? There is 30 or so bags going up for sale on the website. 30 bags, that's it, right? So as you've heard in the last couple of weeks, we've been doing some work on the lease. So the gold has started to come in, so we can get you some pay dirt coming through. So yeah, that's very, very exciting. You can hear the phone going off, right? This is part of my thing to get you guys finding gold, right? So the phone is going mental at the moment. Let's go back to the bags. Maddie asked what size bags they are. The $79 bags, same as what we did last time. So yeah, they'll be there, ready to go. So 10 o'clock Queensland time, 11 o'clock for the rest of the states. Yes, so they'll be there. There's 30. I think there's 34 bags we can manage to get going. So. And then there is, seriously, I've got to go to work and get some more gold, because that's, yeah. They're not the special shiny bags either. The special signing bags are a bit one-off, right? Yes, but they're our standard bags. There's a nugget in each of them, right? And then there's a big nugget in one of the bags. So I don't know what bags. So it's a bit of a lottery again. So yes, Daryl, your pan is on the way. We looked at that today. The guys were looking at that today. Right, so I don't know. I think it's been sent, but over Christmas, that whole thing just turned into a disaster. But let's get going here. What are we going to start with? I'm going to start with something. Let's start with something here. Let's just see. I could have this mucked up here. Let's just switch over here and we'll see what's up there. Yes, let's start with this. Where to burn? Cancelled, right? Guys, so if you're thinking about going to Wedderburn at the start of March, very sad news due to the what am I calling it now? The Wu-Tang flu being cancelled because of the uncertainty. So yes, that's very, very, very sad. Now, I've been playing. Today I've been playing. I'm looking over this direction because over this direction is this. Let me just turn. I took a picture of it so I wouldn't have to move the camera. Right? Is this. Now, I've done this, right, without talking to you, but that's a big printer. It's a very expensive printer as well. So, what we're doing is customs maps, right? You know how maps have been very, very hard to do? Very, very hard to get. We get asked about them all the time. That is a big, giant printer that will print maps of whatever size. So, yeah. So, I don't know whether anyone is interested in it. We actually just got topo maps at the moment. We actually haven't got any paper for it at the moment. But when we get some paper, we're going to test it out, make sure it's spot on. So we're going to be able to print topo maps for what you want, right? But we're also looking at the legalities of historical maps. So yes, so it won't be ready for about a week or so, but yes, it will be very, very, very interesting. So yeah, so yeah, I was looking at some maps today. The copyright is expired on most of the maps. We just need to make sure legally we're allowed to do that and sell them, and we need to work out on costs. So yes, righto. So I can see some chats here in the box, and we'll have a look at that. But let's just have a look here. Tonight's picture is an old gold mining site. So yeah. So yeah. So that was one I took in North Queensland. That one. So let me make me big again. Now, Epson are not a sponsor, but if they want to send me a free printer, I will mention them. Yes. So YouTube is up. People are questioning whether YouTube is up. I can see YouTube is up. Yes. So yes, it doesn't seem to be connecting to the old to the stream I put up. So if you want to watch it on YouTube, right? If you want to watch it on YouTube, it's actually on a new stream. I don't know why that is, but anyway, I have to look in to see what's going on there because everyone gets a reminder for that and then I don't appear. Anyway, that's how it goes. So, now there was a question. Someone said something about Belinda. Love to. What are we talking about here? So apparently there was a question I keep missing for Belinda, but anyway, right. So let's get straight into it. Let's talk about coils. Let's talk about nugget finder coils, not nugget finder coils, Coil Tech coils. I'm going to play this video. You may have seen it today. It's not very long. Here we go. So there you go, 3 coils, Coil Tech. Let me get the coils up. I have to do this thing where I don't really change it. Let me get rid of the printer. And we'll have a look at these coils. Right, so coils, Knox coils, right? 10B5, 14B9, 15, right? So let me just run through the prices. So 10B5, $269, great coil. 14x9, $339 and $419, right? That's the price of those coils. Okay. Now, get that out of the way because I forgot to put that on the post I put on Facebook. You can only use those coils on an Equinox 600, 800. 2-year warranty, all approved by MindLab, no troubles there. Now, I suppose the real question is, why change what you've got, right? So, 10B5, right, the little fella, I would suspect that target separation is going to be the king in those trashed up areas where you've got a lot of targets, right? The 10B5 is going to be the king of the world there, right? 14x9 in my opinion is always, no matter whether you're talking about gold machine or relic machines, great ground coverage. Probably for a relic machine it's bigger ground coverage than you normally would want to work, right? Particularly in like heavy scrub or that, lots of targets in one area. Okay, so the 14x9 is a great ground coverage coil. It's a good middle of the range coil, right? And then the 15 inch, right, will be the one that punches the depth, right? It will be the king of it, right? So they're the 3 coils. I reckon they're great value. Being Coil Tech coils, I think they'll be outstanding quality, and they will just be, from what I see with aftermarket coils, as soon as you got an aftermarket coil, you basically forget the coils you've got on your machine that came with the machine. Aftermarket coils do improve your machine. Now, if you're just learning, okay, fine, change your coil, right? But don't keep swapping a coil, okay? So if you've bought a 5000, or you've bought a Knox, or you've bought a machine that you've got more than one coil with, pick a coil, like grab that 14x9 or the 10x5, and leave it on there, right? And get used to the machine and learn the machine with one coil. Once you know the machine, swap around, do whatever you like. But 10B5, I reckon, will be a cracker. Now, there has been, Mark Lord Friday has asked, how will the 10x5 be on the gold? Now, I don't know whether Guy from GemQ, the Victorian answer to some sort of rock star, GemQ. If you haven't gone over to GemQ's YouTube channel, get onto it. But I don't know whether he's given it a run on the gold. because I think he might have done a little bit of testing. So, Gem Q, I'll be very interested to hear what your thoughts are about that. So, yes. Southern Cross Prospecting. We cannot block the bot. It is putting questions. It's combining questions. The bot is useful. So, we are trying to work on that, but it, yeah. Now, Belinda. So, Belinda started working at a 126-year-old pub. What pub, Belinda? I think that's what... I think that's what you were talking about before, but I did miss it. It went forward. Yes. All hail the bot. Yes, happy fun bloke. Yes. All hail the mighty bot. Where's the pub, Belinda? What's the pub called? I know I've missed it, but sorry. Right, so Coil Tech coils. I think that's that's important. Okay. Now, so let's just slip in to Cobb and Co. Right? 30th of January. We're about a day late with Cobb and Co. But let's get Cobb and Co. up and running here with a little picture. We'll turn this one off and we'll turn that one on. Cobb and Co. coaches. Right? Belinda. Bucker Hotel. So, Belinda's at the Bucker Hotel. We'll have to find out about the Bucker Hotel. Trevor Pye has nailed it on the head. Gem Q is a movie star. That's right. All hail the Gem Q. That's right. So, he's a highlight of the metal detecting in Australia. He is the Brad Pitt of metal detecting in Australia. There's no doubt about that. So the Bucker Pub. Yes, Bucker Pub. Excellent. Benny Reid had a very, very interesting find the other day. It was a concrete specky specimen with a penny. It was very, very interesting. So I forgot to mention that. So anyway, back to Cobb and Co. Cobb and Co. 30th of January, 1854. Melbourne to Forest Creek, right, which is now Castlemaine. They call that Castlemaine. And then on to Bendigo. So that's the old Cobb and Co. But what we want to do here is we just want to see if we can get here, and I think I forgot to load the picture. Let me just see if I can add the picture just quickly now. Right, let me just see what I can do just quickly now. I know exactly where it is. I just need to go and get it. So, what I want to turn a lot of these stories into practical advice for you. And I'm sort of blurbing a bit here just to cover my bum while I go and find this picture. But I want to turn these into practical stories for you. Okay. Now, this is a practical story. Okay. Let's bring this one over here a little bit. So what we're looking at here, right, is a map of New South Wales showing railway and coach routes. Coach routes are in the dotted line, right? Dotted lines, and the rail obviously in the black. Now, what does this mean? Okay. So all the Cobb and Co routes had changing stations on them. So if you're a relic detector and you're looking for some early history, right, and every state has got these maps that you can go and have a look at, right? And your local historical society, there is great old maps available of these stuff. The Cobb and Co Museum in Toowoomba, there's a lot of Cobb and Co information around, right? But they had changing stations. So what they did is they changed the horses every 10 miles or so. Okay? So, if you're a relic detectorist and you can identify where one changing station is, right, you would then know that 10 miles down the track, 15 to 20 kilometres down the track, there's another changing station, right? Now, so you can then follow up these old routes, right, and work out where the horses stopped, where people got off. Quite often at the changing station, they're swapping horses, so there might be a pub, there might be a coffee shop. I don't know whether they had coffee shops in 1854, but I'm sure they had sly grog shops. So, but along that route, that's what it all is. So, yeah. So, from a relic hunter's point of view, you can follow the change stations, right? Now, let me show you the Leviathan. Let me turn this one off, that map. Now, this is a little bit of unique history. I don't know a lot about it, but let me just show you. Here is a picture of the Leviathan coach, right? Stagecoach. Trevor Pye. Maybe it was Trevor Pye, not Guy, who sent me this information years ago. But maybe it was Trev. Here we are, Trev. Whoever sent me, it was either Guy or you, sent me this information, and I was amazed. So here's an old Cobb and Co, Leviathan coach, running between Ballarat and Geelong. 89 passengers, right? 89 passengers, okay? So if we can just switch across to this picture here, right? There's someone standing next to the Leviathan, right? So 5 rows of seats inside, right? 7 on the roof, okay? So 7 each. So total passengers, as we saw in that previous picture there, about 89 passengers. And for short trips and special occasions, they will have jammed more people on that thing than the rated amount. There was no transport department or police checking numbers, right? So big giant coach. Is that the one we've already thingo? I've got to do this thing around. That's the Leviathan there. I think that's all I had on the Leviathan. So a fascinating historical thing. I believe there was only 2 or 3 of them that ran in the country, but it is a giant of a machine. So you can imagine that. Now, ran a team of 8 horses on that one. The first trip on the Leviathan, which was the 31st of December 1859, so we're talking 5 years after that, ran a team of 16 horses, right? But they had the 16 horses all lined up for the special occasion. They went round the corner and took 8 off. So they normally only ran with 8 horses. So but very, very, very interesting. 89 people on that coach. Whoever said that, Robert Gilchrist, right, would not be COVID safe. No. So, would not be COVID safe. So that's the Leviathan. So, very, very interesting little bit of history there. It is a big coach. I don't think any of them survived. So, so that's very interesting. So let's just give a couple of prizes. Was there a dunny on board? No, there was no dunny on board. I can guarantee there was no dunny on board because they were stopping every 10 mile anyway. So now, but can you imagine getting a ticket on the Leviathan and sitting up on the top, and then you got an 8-horse team doing 10 mile flat out through the Australian bush, dodging bushrangers? Can you imagine that journey between Geelong and Ballarat, right? And what was going on. So, yeah, it absolutely phenomenal what the pioneers of this country did. So, yeah. Right, Dunny was off the side. Yes, absolutely. Top in the middle of winter on a storm, that would be not real flash because you just have to hunker down. But it would be a fascinating thing. So yes. So let's give away some soap, hey? Let's give it away. So this is a Gold Diggers soap. This one is, hang on, I've got to read here. This is Borax Gold flavoured. It's actually Gold Diggers soap. Can you believe that? We got all the flash gear here. So Kat Sana, congratulations, Kat Sana. You need to contact me after the show. The way I'm working it at the moment, I cannot contact you at the moment for some reason, but we will get there. So Kat Sana, congratulations, you've got the soap. We'll just see if we can improve that situation and see if we can find Kat here. I doubt it. Anyway, Kat, there you are. Good, right, done. I'll contact you after the show. Good work, Kat. Now, people are asking about tips for a pro sheet. So on our Facebook page currently, I'll see if I can, let me just pull it up here. The Gold Diggers Facebook page. I don't know why I've got that open, but there is some cool stuff on Gold Digger Nation just now. But anyway, I will go and have a look at that afterwards. If you have not on Gold Digger Nation, that's your chance to share everything. It's a good page. We're going to control it. So there is no negativity towards it. So let me just switch you over here so you can join me over here. I don't know who's posting links, but we don't like links, right? So gold on the Gold Diggers page, send us a text 0476 281 860. Get your free copy of Tips of a Pro for your machine, right? For your machine, okay? So you need to text me and say Tips from a Pro and Equinox 800 or whatever machine you've got, we'll send it to you. That's the Daylight Helpline above me. If you can't read the post, just send me a text. The phone is going mental as we speak. It's been going mental all afternoon. Part of this commitment to get you onto the good gear. We want to get your machine set up right. That's the trick. So, yes. Oh, that's Stephen Edwards just put up a post there about the Leviathan or something or other. So, happy days. So, yeah. So if you do want tips on your machine, get onto that Tips from a Pro, or ring me. Ring me. Right. So happy days there. Right. So where are we at? Tips from a Pro. Yes. I've got to show you something funny. Right. This is from Pete Damon. Right. This is after World War. There's the link for Gold Digger Nation. Just going up there. Get on to Gold Digger Nation, right? For go on the chance to win that, guys. Get involved in that one. I want to give that one away. Right, so what do I want to do now? I've got to go back to the pictures. I've got to show you something funny. There's the Leviathan. Right, we'll turn it off. Have a look at this. So, this is from Pete Damon. Look at that show, right? That is the new Minelab GPX 6000. I'm going to keep this, and every time it's not the new 6000. It's not, okay? I don't want to open that can of worms, but that is not the new 6000, right? But every time someone asks me about a new machine, I'm going to have this one in my pocket, and I'm just going to bring it out and say, this is the new machine, right? So, 2-headed detector. Thank you, Pete. Damon over in Gold Digger Nation for sending this through, mate. This is sensational. Developed by the French, right? The predecessor probably to the Deus. right? The ORX, after World War One. So old mate looks pretty serious. Good old timber shaft, like timber windings. So yeah. So he's on it. That fella, he's concentrating. So happy days there. So that was a great photo. I had a bit of a laugh. It's a show and a half. Look at you got big battery box, and you think he's geared up right, but don't forget he's got to carry this battery box. See this battery box over the far side here? I can't over that side. He's got to carry that battery box around. Bloody hell, that's a show and a half, isn't it? So yeah, it's a 6,000 prototype. Yes, it is actually a prototype for the 6,000. So yeah. Right, so what are you going to the GRP at Gympie this year? GRP. GRP. I don't know what the GRP is. I will be going to the World Championships if that's on. That's around Gympie. Yeah. So yes. Right, so you're getting some good rain down Victoria. That's fantastic. Walkabout Prospecting's here. JB Prospecting's getting some rain down there in Victoria by the same. Electrocuted himself in the rain. Speaking of people almost doing themselves a mischief, right? On Saturday, there was a big kerfuffle up the road here. Kerfuffle, road closed. Today, I found out... why the road was closed. Just down the road from the shop here, probably about 2 kilometres down the road, is a little creek and a bit of bushland. You can walk along the creek and whatever. It's not particularly well maintained. There's parks either side, but it's an abandoned creek, if you like. There's all crap in it and whatever. But there is a little bit of gold in there. So, but that's an aside. So young bloke down there throwing his with his dad, throwing his magnet fishing, going hard, right? What's the young bloke get? He gets a grenade. World War II grenade ball. Look at it. Looked like a pineapple, which pineapple grade, which is probably World War II or Vietnam. Can't remember. Anyway, comes up with a pineapple grenade. So the road was all shut down. Caused a bit of traffic round not far from the shop. But yeah, it sort of the army called in and had to bang her off. So yeah, it was sitting in the water. You wouldn't think it'd be terribly too bad. It'd probably be wet, but yeah, it did look like a pineapple. I was going to say World War II, and then I thought, yeah, I thought it might be Vietnam, but that era sort of thing. But anyway, bang, she went. So there's a video of it online. But yes. So yeah. Now, yeah, it was close. It was close to the Gateway Motorway at the back of the shop, sort of thing. So yeah. Yeah, I believe they got... I'm not sure where they got their magnet back. Maybe the magnet was attached to the grenade when it went bang. I don't know. So, it's very, very interesting. So, D, just send me a message, D, or ring the shop if you've got a problem with a prize one. So, over Christmas, I believe we've had a number of parcels go missing. The small parcels, so yes, yeah, down Bulimba Creek, that's it. Yep. So yeah, so yeah, detectable, no problem at all. Detectable, I can pronounce your surname every day of the week. It's the Sam Zippolinitus that I struggle with, to be honest with you, Sam. Carrara Nugget Hunt tickets aren't out yet. So, yes. Ben, you okay if I pay to send me dirt to auction at the local park? Belinda, ring me in the morning. Ring me at 10 o'clock. No, don't ring me at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Yeah, ring me in the morning, Belinda. And we'll work something out. Okay, I want to do something there for you, mate. So give me a ring, okay, and we'll do something. And we'll auction it. We'll auction it off. It's for a good cause or something like that. We'll get amongst it, eh? Yeah. So, yeah, it's got some gold in that creek. Not much, but I've panned a little bit out of that creek. I get bored on a Saturday or a Sunday, or see, I'm up at 5. And the young bloke gets up about 6:37. The rest of the house awake 6:37. So I can, yeah. So I prowl around the place with a gold pan. So yeah. So yeah. Belinda, just give me a ring on the Daylight helpline. That'll be fine. I'll have that somewhere around the place. So, and if I'm not here, I'll ring you back. Promise that. So, yes. So, righto. Now, people are asking, can you just call in the shop and pick up some pay dirt? I've got 35 bags, right? I don't think they're going to last that long, okay? We are not holding anything until 10 o'clock in the morning. So you need to be on the phone at 10 o'clock if you want us to hold one for you. That's it. So, yeah. Cameron, contact me. Cameron, if you never received a prize for Garrett hat, some of the stuff went missing. I'm sorry, guys. We had a terrible time with prizes over Christmas. So, right. So, we're going to talk about, we're still yet to talk about John Vane, the mysterious John Vane. I bet you only a handful of people know about John Vane. John Vane is, yeah. We're going to talk about heavies on the beach, and we want to talk about a Facebook page. We're going to talk about a Facebook page right now, actually. We're going to get amongst it here. One of my favourite pages. I sponsor that. I do a little bit with them, sort of thing. So we're going to get across here. Gold Coast Treasure Hunters. We've got to talk to Kaz about making sure her picture fits in the frame. But Gold Coast Treasure Hunters, Kaz Preston's page on the Gold Coast. If you are into beach detecting, you like beach detecting, this is a good page, a quality page, right? Kaz has just agreed to help me out with a little bit of training down the Gold Coast, right? But I've gone to group events, I've seen these guys in action, and they are a quality page with some real activities. Like every month or so, they're doing an event where they come along and get together. It's a proper group sort of thing. Lots and lots of cool finds. There's lots of recoveries. There's lots of all sorts of stuff. So great page. Good fire truck there. Good fire truck. Stickers, all sorts of stuff. But they talk about everything, okay? So quality page. Kaz is going to do a little bit of training, help me out with some training. So get over there and blow that page up, because I really think that's a good page. It's one of the best pages out there. Now, so we're going to skip the beach and we're going to go to the John Vane, because John Vane has got an anniversary. Who is John Vane? So, John Vane. I don't even know whether I got a picture of John Vane. I don't think I did. Oh, well. John Vane. So, John Vane rode with Frank Gardner and Ben Hall. 1863. He was the only member of the gang to be, to survive. So, yeah, so he is the surviving member of that gang. Now, John Vane, the bushranger. So John Vane. Here we go. Here's Johnny Vane here. So let me just switch you across here so you can see what I'm doing here. Monitor share. So this is John Vane, right? So John Vane, he actually in 1863 went to the police. He was convinced by a priest to go to the police, and hand himself in, and he did. and he got 15 years for it. That's John Vane in 1898. So he got 15 years for robbery under arms, John Vane. But John Vane died from Crohn's disease, 30th of January. So we're trying to keep everything in the right dates, keep you up to date with the history of things. But John Vane, yes. So, so he got 15 years and then turned into a reasonable guy after, I think he was released around that time frame, around that 1898 time frame. Look, he didn't turn over a good leaf completely, right? He wasn't sort of perfect. He knocked over a few sheep, right? He might have done a little bit of time after that for a bit of sheep stuffing and general, theft. But he stopped the robbery under arms thing. And, so John Vane died 30th of January. The interesting thing about John Vane is, and there is a movie, you can sort of see it, right? But there's a movie called The Life and Adventures of John Vane, the notorious Australian bushranger. 1910, the movie came out. It was a silent movie, and there was some big, well, I suppose, big names of the day were there, so were starred in it. So, so that's John Vane. No one really talks about John Vane in any way, shape, or form, but to mention that he was part of the Gardner Ben Hall gang. So, yeah. Right, let's get some questions here. Johnny Hobo's in the house. G'day, Johnny. Jep worked in caravan parts and accessories industry, lost heaps of parcels over Christmas. Mate, I am pulling my hair out. So, yes. Darryl McCaskey's put a post up there, I believe. That post, that link there. Let me just click on it here. Let me just have a look here. Oh, here we go. Right, I probably shouldn't show this, right? Because it is actually... Here we go. Look, I might get into trouble here. Right? But here we go. Here's our live grenade. Right? This is, This is our... I don't know whether you can hear any sound. Oh, you can hear sound. No, you can't hear sound. But anyway, bang. There's the bang. Right? That's the grenade going off. I don't think I'll get in trouble for that. But we'll watch it again. Here we go. Bang. There we go. There's a grenade going off in the park. The creek's down the bottom here. That's the creek I was talking about. Magnet fishing in there. And there you go. There it goes again. Okay, we'll stop that because I could watch that all night. Anyway, there you go. Thank you, whoever that was. Put that up there. So, Darryl McCarthy. Thank you, mate. I wasn't sure. I sat there and I thought about it. I thought I'm going to get into trouble, copyright, and then I thought, I shouldn't do it. And then Darryl put it up there, and I thought, bugger it. Right, so we talked about John Vane there. Now, AusAU. Ben, you and I did a little filming for a TV station at the Gold Coast 600 about 4 years ago. Did we go to air? No idea, mate. I forgot about that. That was the ABC. I don't know whether we went ahead there. So, yes. So, I have got a date. Where did I write that down? For our first free seminar out in the goldfields. And I haven't got it here with me. I think that's sitting at home, right? So we've got dates up for the training out at the lease, okay? So the dates are up on the Golden Spur Mining website. All the gold diggers, you just click on training, it takes you to the Golden Spur website, right? So we've got dates up to April there for the lease training. Okay, so if you need gold training, that's the place to go. Now, if you're looking for more advanced training than what I offer, right, I can put you onto a couple of different people who are the only other people I'm going to be promoting for training this year, because they do something completely different to me. Okay, that's the only reason it's not a criticism of anyone else's training, but they do something different to me. But I don't know what the date was that I put aside for the free training that I'm doing, but I'm guessing here at the 13th of March, Saturday the 13th of March. I am absolutely 100% guessing on that. So let me lock that in the next couple of weeks, and we will do something there. So yeah. So we will have competitions out there. We will do all sorts of things there. Let me go here. Let me just get through. What is the background picture? That's a picture of an old mine site. Let me just go up here. I can do this, and I can just. That's an old mine site in North Queensland. So it's pretty cool. The old sluice runs kicking around there, and the old vehicles all tipped over and what have you. So yeah, man. Right. So, Robert, do you have a pick that isn't as heavy as the pink pick? I need something good for a kid. Yes, I do, Robert. I've got some small CC ones, only picks that I like, apart from the pink fellas the pink and blue ones that I designed. So yeah, I've got some CC ones there. Craig's a good guy. I think we might have some out there at the moment, mate. So Trevor, that's a terrible joke. John Vane had a brother, Wind Vane. Jeez, Trevor, that's ordinary. That is. So Chris Bogus is in the house. Last Cobb and Co stop before South Australia. Any information? No, I didn't look at that, but I can have a look at something like that. Yes. JB Prospecting is sitting there watching with Carl. G'day, Carl. How are you, mate? So glad you're watching. So what's the biggest maps I can print out on my Flash new printer? I don't know, but I only got A1, so I think I can do 600. Well, the standard map size is 600. What's an A1 is? I think it's 600 by 900 would be the biggest maps. So yeah, it'll be fantastic to be able to print maps. And what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to sit down and basically what I'm hoping to do with this map is, let's say you want a topographic map and you want that detail, but you want it on a specific area so we can get right in on a specific area. I'm hoping that we'll be able to work it so that we can get that fine detail on the map in a small area, just if you want to concentrate on that area. Or, yeah, so I think this will be the way forward, I think. So, yeah. Aussie Alchemist has come up with something fairly clever. Grenade detonation is illegal. They should have a sign up for it, actually. Subsection 7, local council bylaws interfering with the grass. I tell you what, I hope they filled their hole in, because that was a decent hole. So, yeah. You know, one rule for them and one rule for us. I don't know what the go is here. So, right, so, I'm a mile. How did I get so far behind? Okay, so Steve Weirden, right? So we put a Queensland Globe link up of just recently of all the historic gold mines in Queensland. So let me just have a look at my schedule here. So we're doing so next week, right? I thought I'd spend 10 or 15 minutes looking at Trove and how I use Trove, and we might. I'll put a post up in the next couple of days for some subjects that people are interested in. I'll just research them live. Like I'll go to the sharing the monitor here, and we'll pull it up there, and I'll go through the Trove thing with you. So we're doing a bit of this research thing. I have got Oz at War. We'll do a bit of research on Oz at War one night. But I've also got Queensland Globe, and I've also got GeoRes for Queensland. And most of the mapping softwares, the government mines department mines departments work similar. So I think we can get away with that. But yeah, so we're going to do a bit of that stuff, mate, because I want to. Today, this year, I'm gonna get you all onto good gear. So yeah. Right. That was a main vein. Oh God. So yeah. Vegas. I think it's Vegas. Chris is in the house. Chris is doing some cool stuff at the moment. I love your videos, Chris. Those little short ones you're putting on Facebook, mate. Yeah. So they're quality. So, right, I've got to scroll to the end. I missed about 50 comments. Sorry. Right, so WA's in lockdown. Yeah. Welcome to the rest of the country. So, Craig Jenkins, are we going to get any new GPAs? We need more land of Fossicon. We do. There's work happening in the background. It's not something that we necessarily shout about here, but we are talking to some people. We in Queensland think the re-electing the Labor government really sort of buggered us up. So it didn't work very well for us with a Liberal government. I see. So I'm a member of a number of tourist associations, and they've got advocates who can go in and advocate for changes. That's the way I've chosen to attack the problem of more fossicking areas in Queensland, right? Shouting about it on social media, I don't believe is positive. That's just me, right? Like, when people shout at me on social media, I don't really respond positively. But so we're pushing the advocates to do something about that. And it's, yeah. So, but we really probably needed a Liberal government to make that happen, believe it or not. So, anyway, so, okay. So, 6,000 information. There's not a lot of new information coming out with 6,000. Make sure you get onto our... see that email address there? Send me an email, and I'll put you on our email mail out where we get all the advanced information about the 6,000, the GPX 6,000, which is due. An email went out today with some. We had some test. I've been talking to a few testers. They're very impressed with it. So it's they're very impressed with it. There's a picture. I haven't got that picture. Where is that picture? That picture's on the email. So if you're interested in the 6,000, send it to me on that email address up there. Send me an email. Say you want to be on the 6,000 list. I'll send you. I'm trying not to flood everyone with emails. So it's only the 6,000 guys that are showing interest in that. That I'm sending those emails out, updates. So you've got to be on the email list because I don't want to blast everyone about everything that I know about that sort of thing. So I can't wait to get my hands on the 6,000. I'm hoping have a little play in the next month or so. So a little pre-play, if you know what I mean. So very excited about that. Righto, so we've just about run out of time, and I want to do this beach thing tonight, and I've got too many prizes left to give away. So Kaz, you missed it. I just give you a plug, big gold digger, big Gold Coast treasure hunters plug, and how you're sensational. Don't let it go to your head. Why don't you have a raffle, Ben? Daryl, I've got to read this. Why don't you have a raffle that have a set number of tickets for GPX Series to Texas that cover your cost and profit? Oh, Jesus. Well, I haven't looked into the raffle thing, but the raffle thing I think is illegal. Someone told me it was illegal and I haven't bothered looking at it. I haven't looked at it since I took over that page, that Aussie Gold Rush page, which I promptly pushed on to the, I think Donnie looks after that now, or someone looks after that. Yeah. So, yeah. But, yeah, that was the last time I looked at that, and that was 3 years ago or something or other that had, yeah, but I don't think it's legal, and I don't think it's fair either. So, yeah. Yeah, so... Baz, will a Nugget finder Z calls fit the GP's X? No, they won't. So, yeah. So, let's just get on to the beach thing, okay? Now, I've got some beach information here, and I want to get you guys working with the beach, right? There's the old two-headed detector. So, I've got lots of questions, right? So, what are beach cuts? Is something that I hear all the time. Okay, let's get rid of two-head, right? So, this is a beach cut. Okay, obviously, waves have washed in and washed that away. If there was targets lying on the sand there, right? Obviously, the heavies will have dropped straight down there, sort of thing. I may have gone out a little bit with the swell, right? Now that sort of cut there is not a substantial cut, right? This is a more substantial cut, right? And they can be huge, okay? Now, let's think about how these cuts work, okay? So, basically, if you look there, that black dotted line is the original shoreline. This is a rough thing that I stole from somewhere, don't tell them. Shh, right? So, the black line is the original thing. The waves come in, wash it away. You can see here, right, on the beach, on that beach section there is probably natural beach, the original beach, right? So, it is the heavies are falling on that natural beach, right? But as you go further over into the water, right, you can see that sand has moved from here and gone, which way? That way. No, that way. And it's gone out that way, right? So your heavies will be sitting on this platform here where the sand's been washed away. Okay. Now, that's beach cuts. Okay. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but just for the beginners, right, when the beach is doing this business, right, that's the time to be detecting. Okay. Now, let's look at rips and how the beach really works. Okay. So, let me just load this up here. Hang on, I bloody muck that up every time. So, we're really in the process. This is really a very, very similar process to how water works, all heavy things, whether that being gold nuggets, alluvial gold, all that sort of stuff. Okay? So, if we look at a rip, when you walk down the beach, you see these horseshoe-shaped things on the sand, right? Now, those horseshoe-shaped things are rips coming in, pushing the water up on the beach, right, and then pushing them out. that's what this is. This is what this is depicting here, right? Now, the heavies, right, will tend, right, to sit with the shells, with the stones on the beach. So if you're in a zone where the heavies are, now this isn't necessarily, right, a hard and fast rules, but this is where heavies tend to work. So if you can get into some of these areas with a big giant cut in them, right, then you will really see some results coming up, right? So that's fine, okay? Yes, the heavies, Gavin, great comment. Wouldn't the heavies move slightly seaward and sink into the sand? Yes, they would. So it will filter that heavy material down, okay? Now, find the fishing sinkers. That's another one, right? So if you're finding fishing sinkers, that's where the heavies are going to be. There's no doubt about that. But this gives people a general idea of how things work, right? Now, the other thing we've got to think about is yes, you can use a gold monster on the beach. Really, probably not that flash in the wet, but certainly in the dry, you can get amongst it, right? Now, we're talking about heavy movement on the beach. We'll talk later, right? We'll talk later in other things about recent drops and that sort of thing, okay? So this is really about old stuff and how old stuff works around the beach and where the heavies are, okay? So, as stuff works down off the beach, right? Let me just get this up here, right? You've seen this zone on the beach, right? Where a wave will come in, right? The previous wave's going out that quickly, right? And you get this sort of effect where the wave's sort of standing still and turning over and over again, right? Now, this area here, there's two things going on there and two ways you can spot this. You can spot it by looking at the wave pattern, but you can spot it because normally in this backwash zone, it's a fairly small backwash zone, right? Is full of rock and shell, right? Normally, it's rock and shell, okay? But it's also one of the very hardest areas to work, and it is really a low tide, low swell proposition to get into some of these areas and to identify some of these areas. That's where your machine, like your Equinoxes and your Garrett AT machines, are very good being waterproof, so it doesn't just you know, you don't get smashed. XCals, Sea Hunters. This is the sort of area where they work. Now, there are more zones that do this. Further out you go, right? So further out there'll be lumps and bumps that hold shells and heavies, and that's what you're really looking for. Now, the only way to do it is to put a pair of goggles on. Not this sort of goggles. Goggles make you see underwater. But they're the sort of zones that you're looking for on the beach, okay? Lots and lots of coins are available after a storm when you're getting these cuts going, right? When you get these cuts going, these big giant cuts going, that's the sort of go that you're looking at. Quite often on a beach, so for instance, Mooloolaba during cyclone, I was up there, cyclone something or other, last few years, right? It cut that much sand away that it started to expose rocks, and the rocks were full. That's where the heavies were hiding. As it pulled out, the rocks were holding them, just like a sluice box when you're on the gold, right? So that's how the beach will work. The beach will, obviously, a coin can't go through a rock, just like a piece of gold can't go through a rock. I have got a piece of gold here too, to show you, somewhere here. Here you go. There's a piece of gold. I've moved it so that, there we go. I want to talk about that bit of gold. But that bit of gold is just like a coin. It won't go through the rock, right? So, so that's some pointers, right? That's some pointers we talk about on the beach, right? So I'm not trying to give you too much information each night, right? We want to, you beach detectorists, you've got to start looking at these cuts, start looking at these formations on the beach, right? Start dialing in where these heavies are, right? But I guarantee I'm going to get people onto some good gear, right? And when you do find good gear, duck over to Gold Digger Nation, bash it up, and we'll put it on here, and we'll have a bit of a talk about it. So I hope people found that a fraction useful. This is the format going forward. I have a format. Look, I have a format. Boom, 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 boom. So, yes. So we're doing a format. There'll be 1 or 2 history things every week. There'll be definitely a learning tip, right? We're going to find some cool channels, pages to call out, like Gold Coast Treasure Hunters were tonight, right? We're going to talk about detectors. We want to see some finds, and we're going to do that every week. So we're going to get smaller bits about Cobb and Co, right? I know that the Cobb and Co wasn't very long tonight for the Cobb and Co fans, but we'll hit Cobb and Co 6 times this year instead of once. So, you know, we'll do the last and the first of the Leviathan, and we'll have a look at that in a bit more detail. And we'll, you know, there's so many things upcoming. 15th of the 2nd, Bathurst gold discovery. We'll get into that. So we're going to do that. Photo comps, all sorts of stuff going on. I think Nikki might be running a photo comp to get your photo behind me. Every week we're going to have a different photo up there. You're going to be sick to death of my photos, so we'll fix that problem. So yes, we are melting some gold. Yes, we are going to melt some gold. I'm just waiting for a kit to arrive and a furnace. I've got a tin full of gold out there. Well, not a tin full. I've got a bit of gold out there. And we're going to melt that down. And I'm going to absolutely muck up pouring a ring using the lost wax method. So, yeah. So we're going to have some fun. Now, I've got 4 prizes here to give away. Roger Russell, congratulations, Roger Russell. You've won a snakebite bandage, my friend, Roger Russell. Right, so let me just get this thing going here. Chris Grant, congratulations. You've won the gold bar, mate. The gold bar. Look at this. How flash is that in a little box? It's actually 4X beer scented soap. So congratulations, mate. You're on to that one. And then we have another snakebite bandage, Angie Louise. Congratulations on Angie Louise. You've disappeared, Angie Louise. So Angie Louise, congratulations. You've won the snakebite bandage. And last but definitely not least, I think this is the major prize tonight. Nature's Botanical, keep the flies off your job, right? Let me just, where was that? Let me just get this going here. What's going on here? Why the hell can't I do this thing? Guy Foster. Congratulations, Guy Foster. You want a tin of this, mate? I'll contact you after the show. So, let's just concentrate here for a minute. We have got, next week, Welcome Stranger Anniversaries. We're going to look at giant nuggets, right? Giant nuggets. We're going to look at some trove research, right? We haven't got a second history thing yet. although I do have a couple of bushrangers to slot in. I'm yet to find a page yet. In fact, I know the page we're going to do. I know the page. It's our movie star of the night, Jim Q. We're going to have a look at his YouTube channel because it's a quality page. He's one of the pioneers of that. We're going to have a close look at a detector every week, and we're going to have a find of the week. So thanks very much, folks. We've run over time. I've got to learn to do this quicker and quicker. So congratulations to all the winners. I'll contact you after the show. If you have not received a prize, right, and I've committed to a prize, right, please contact me. We had terrible trouble with the post. We've been missing stuff all the time, right? If you need your detector tips, right, pro tips, get onto that phone number up there, right? That phone number there. Text us what machine you've got and you want pro tips. We'll send it to you. Gold Digger Nation, win bags of pay dirt. Pay dirt. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Queensland time, 11 o'clock elsewhere, right? We will not be holding a single bag of pay dirt till 10 a.m., right? So don't don't come in at 10:30 expecting a bag to be sitting here, right? 10 o'clock, right? Okay. Thanks very much, guys. I've had a cracking night. I've been pretty organised. I've had too much to talk about. Just something for me. And don't forget to send me an email on that email address if you want to go on the 6,000 list, and we will get you that insider information, right? And we will fill you in on that information. You'll know that machine before it arrives. Guarantee you that. Night, guys. Have a sensational evening, and we'll play our little outgoing tune.
Thanks guys for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and call us on the Daylight Helpline. See you next time.